These are 3 sealed reel-to-reel tapes, blank. They are Capital 2 brand. They're actually made by Audio Devices. It's an older company. These are probably vintage late 60s. Saved all these years. I don't know if we can make out the retail price. $1.75 looks like what they went for. And I sold these 3 tapes for $40. This is a TIAC brand hub adapter for a reel-to-reel deck, and these are used on certain reel-to-reel decks that can handle these big 10-inch reels. It's an adapter that lets you use the wider spindle mount needed. And this was a junk drawer find, or out of that junk drawer, that I bought for $37 at the auction. Made quite a bit of money off these so far, and this particular item sold for $55. This is the instruction manual for a very high-end Pioneer turntable, the PL550. And I've already sold the turntable that this came with, and the reason I separate them is that on the very expensive turntables, this one probably sold for well over $500, is that you can sell them without the instruction manual. Not often do they come with them. And the manuals themselves will go for a lot of money. I sold this for $50, and it's going to the United Kingdom. This is another Tippet Game piece, just a $1.50 sale. It was kind of funny. I was in conversations on eBay messages with a guy about buying 3 of them, different colors he needed. Wanted to know about combined shipping, so I was having him put them in his shopping cart, and he wasn't quite figuring it out. So finally I just sent him an offer with the combined amount for 3 of them. And right after I sent the message, a cha-ching, and I saw that the Tippet Game piece sold. But it was sold to somebody else because it was only the $1.50. Still haven't heard back from the guy that wants 3. Regardless, not a huge sale, but so far that Tippet Game has made over $50 just in parts. This is a Meet Me in Anchorage Cheers hat. I picked up at a garage sale probably last summer. This is one of those 50-cent hats you put up and hope for the best. Finally sold, $20. Well, the lady came through and bought the 3 separate weight discs for this Tippet Game that was incomplete when I bought it, but I sold enough of the parts. And I think if my math is right, I can retire on this amount. These sold for $4.50. I found this briefcase. It's a nice leather briefcase at a garage sale. They had it priced at $10. Normally, something that expensive I kind of pass on, but this one was kind of different. As you can see, the clasps are sort of on top of the lid. And turns out it's a really nice case. And it's signed Mark Phillips, which I have researched and found out they make some fine products, go for some good money. Well, I got them down to $5 on the price, and it took a couple weeks, but it sold for $60. This is a Bose active equalizer for their 901 series of speakers. This one happens to be for the 901 Series 6. I've had a little experience with these, as I have a pair of Series 1 speakers that I bought for $5, and for some reason these EQs and the speakers get separated. Mine didn't have an EQ, so I bought one on eBay for $145, but when I stumbled across this one, it was $10, and I bought it knowing what I paid for mine, but apparently these are even harder to find, or maybe there's just more people looking for them, as I was able to sell this for $225. I bought a couple cases of these Libby clear glass coffee mugs, $2 per case, and unfortunately I've only been selling them one at a time for $5 each, hoping that somebody would buy a quantity, and today somebody did. They bought 10. Actually, the final 10 that I have of these. 50 bucks. This is one of those items I bought for myself, used it for a while, and just then decided to sell it. This is a Fender Champ tube amplifier with a very unique snakeskin print Tolex covering in white. Paid $150 for this. Really a nice amp, but I've got a few others, so decided to put this one up for sale, and it took about a month, but it sold for $400. This is a JanSport backpack. It's got the leather bottom. I don't know what this is all about, but it's sort of a magic marker square of some sort on there. I had this quite a while. It's just a couple dollars at a garage sale, and JanSports normally sell rather quickly, but this one took a while, but it did sell for $40. Also, this is what happens when you get in the middle of a project on your shipping table, cleaning up this amplifier. This is a Kool-Aid trucker hat, your basic mesh back, snapback hat. I had two of these. I bought them last year. One of them sold right away, and this one finally sold. I guess the Kool-Aid kids had died off, but sold for $25. I have a friend who buys abandoned houses or a house with the estate along with it, and he'll invite me over to take a look at the stuff. I've got some good furniture and sometimes a stereo or two. This particular house, there wasn't really much there for me, but in the closet I found this hat, and I said, I want that hat. And he said, you can have it, go ahead, take it. Because right away I knew it was a Filson. And if you ever find a Filson hat, grab it, because they go for good money. This one went for $60. This is a head shell off a very old Garrard turntable that I parted out. It's just the head shell, it doesn't have the cartridge. I sold the cartridge a while ago for probably about $90. This is for their Type A turntables, for you audio nerds. And this is actually a stereo cartridge, not a mono. And this sold for $30. I never pass up the old automotive hood ornaments when I see them at garage sales. It's usually pretty cheap. This was just $2. And when I got home, I researched it. It's not too hard to figure out what it came from, a 1950 Chevrolet. And even though it's a little bit pitted, and one of the mounting posts is broken off, it still sold for $35.